Alright, so in the last video we got validation in the back end working. So say if we click on the plus sign in an empty form, description field is required. But see how long it took for that message to come up? In this video we're going to do front-end validation. ChatGPT tells me that the average distance a signal travels is 4,000 kilometers round trip. So if you click the plus sign, it went 2,000 kilometers one way and 2,000 kilometers back. It took a moment or two to get there, so we're going to get it to check before it goes to the back end if there's actually data here. And then the error message will come up really fast. It's not completely necessary, but it seems to be what websites are doing these days, and it's nice for the user. So right now if we look at the controller, description is required and it has to be unique. So unique is still going to have to be checked in the back end because we can't tell before it gets sent to the server if it's a duplicate or not. But we can definitely check before it gets sent to the back end if anything's being sent. So as far as I know, there's no standard way of doing front-end validation. So I got ChatGPT to help me. It got me to make a composable, which is basically just a JavaScript file with code that can be used in all of our Vue components. So first we'll create a folder called composables in the JS folder. And then we'll create a file called validation.js. And I'm just going to paste it in. ChatGPT wrote this for me. So in our Vue file, we're going to call use form validation. And there's various functions we can use within that. So validate field, validate form, clear error. It's going to return these functions. And we can always add to it as we get more forms on our page. But this one's going to check the description. So we'll save it, and then we'll call it in our create.vue. So first we'll import it. And then we have to call it down here, const. And these are all what's being returned in validation.js. Errors, validate field, validate form, clear error. Equals use form validation. And we'll use validate form in our create function so that it'll validate the form before it posts. So we do that by so if the form doesn't validate, it's going to return and it's not going to post. So our front-end validation is functional right now, but we're still not going to see an error message. So we'll put the front-end errors right up here. And this one's just called errors.description. Okay, let's test it out. So if we click the plus sign with no data here, we should get an error message lickety-split. There we go. But there's more things that we can do with this. Like if I click here and start typing, this error message is still here. So let's clear out that error. So we'll do it for when the user clicks back into the field. So at focus equals clear error description. And let's just tidy this up a bit here. So we'll see how that goes. Save it. Generate the error. And if we click in here, the error message should go away. And it does. And one more thing. This is a small form, but this still could be used. If a user clicks in here, doesn't enter anything, and then clicks the checkbox, we could have an error message that says description is required. So let's set that up. So we'll say at blur. And here we're also going to validate field. Save that. We'll try it out. So first we'll click in here, then we'll click here. Oh, okay. There we go. So there's lots of other things you can do with validation. This is just a couple of examples. And in the controller, we're still checking for required. This will never get hit now because the front end is taking care of that. but we'll still leave this in for security purposes in case someone can get around your front end. All right, we're all done with validation. The last thing we'll do with CRUD is to delete, and that'll be next.